here at the Panama Canal. We're at the first lock, which you can see just here ahead of us. We've got the first two boats rafted up together ahead, about to go in front, just behind this ship ahead. And then you have us, and we're rafted up to Yorkshire, down here, all the way down there. So we'll be rafting up with them through the locks, which should be pretty good. So these guys down here, these guys throw the lines to us, and we tie our mooring line onto them, which you can see the guys are doing down on the deck there. And then they pull it back and they tie us off when we're ready. Now on the end of their line, when they throw it over, they actually have a whole bunch of nuts and bolts so that they can get it across to us easy enough. Something unique to Panama Canal. So you've got to watch yourself that you don't get clogged in the head by their throwing skills. Here you have the lock doors closing, and then we're going to start filling with water. This little guy here is moving our mooring line somewhere closer. The alarm sounding that the lock's about to be closed. The lock's just filling up with water now. You can see the disturbance and the sloshing of the water here. All the ripples as she fills up. And up here you can see the excess runoff coming out. So in a matter of 10 minutes, the lock's pretty well full, almost well over halfway. We have lots of birds over here that are catching the runoff as it comes out the canal. Shipping waiting over there. And then the other boats. And you can see the centre section of the canal up in the distance. So that's where we're heading. You can see there's actually two locks here, so this is the second lock. This is the one we're in, and this is the other lock next to us. And just up here we have a ship that's getting brought into this lock. So what they do is they connect the ship's mooring lines to these little kind of trains, mini trains, tram carts that run along the train tracks, and then they just drive the ship down the train tracks that are run either side of the lock. So the two boats ahead of us, they're throwing their lines off now, and they're getting walked forward by the guys with the throw lines. And then the big ship that's in the neighbouring lock to us is almost all the way in. Trans are still taking it in. It looks like the lock's staged in two sections, so they've now moved us forward to the second section, and they're retying the boats ahead of us back up, and they're just taking our mooring lines back ashore there, the rope guys. And you can see just behind us the lock doors will be shutting soon. So we've come from there and they're starting to close now. The lock doors are now closed. The guys are just walking across the top there. It's like a little walkway, and this is going to start filling with water now. The lock's once again filling with water. This is the second section of lock 1. Our neighbouring ship's almost fully in his lock now, still moving forward, and soon they'll start shutting the second section of his lock and filling it up for him. And here's a nice detail of one of the trams that drag the big ships along. So I've just exited to the lock, and we have the Centenary Bridge up ahead. So we'll be slowly following our friend the red ship there, all the way down through the canal and into the next lock. So we've just entered into the second lock. This guy's just throwing his line over to us. We're tying a bow line on, and then we're going to send the lines back. Sending our lines across now. The guy all the way out there. Lock doors are now shut, and we're going to start filling up with water. The lock's filling up now. It's down here rather than the top of the mast. You can really see how much water is coming in at once, all this disturbance in the water. Got little whirly whirls happening. So we've just slipped the lines, we're on our way to the next lock. So we're just heading out the second lock. Up ahead we have the Centenary Bridge. So we're here at the lake at the very top, 800 metres above sea level. It's called Katun Lake, and it's surrounded by loads and loads of lush rainforest, tropical rainforest. And in the rainforest there's things like monkeys and sloths and alligators on the waterline. So it's quite an exotic kind of location. So it's now 10 past 10 at night after arriving in the centre lock, like the lake in the middle, at about midday today. We've been waiting all day for our next pilot to arrive. The other one had to leave because his shift was over, so our new pilot's arrived now. And we're about to head through the last and final lock. So we're coming into the lock now. We're rafted up to Team Finland over here. It's a bit different this time because the lock's actually filled, whereas last time it was empty and filling up. This time it's going to be draining and taking us from the 800 metres above sea level where we're at, back down to sea level hopefully, so that we'll be out on the Atlantic side of the ocean. So I've just had the rope throw us through the rope over. Dan here has tied on our mooring line to it with a bowline to bowline. To the messenger. And then they're just walking us into the lock. We'll go right to the very end. And then we've got a mega ship, which you can see down the back there coming in right behind us. Don't know if you can make it out, but Fuchsia's London is just there, parking up behind us. The water's just started falling. We've actually got a marker on the side here which says 70 feet it started at. This is our marker now, it's down to 45 feet. Gates are opening now. It's a whole different ball game being this close to them. They're massive, absolutely massive. You can see the hydraulic ram at the top corner. Maybe you can't. First gate's going to open, then the second gate's going to open, and we're going to move through to the second section of the third lock. So we are coming out of the third lock, first section of it. Still got Furnace London right behind us. Got the Gutton Locks Panama Canal building there, built in 1913. And it almost looked for a minute like Fuchsia's London wasn't going to stop. There's only one boat length between us and them, so they're really close. And they're really, really big. Once again, the water started going down. We've still got the tip of the lock here. You can actually see the rails on the walkway fold flat. The staircase folds down, walking our lines along. So we enter the next lock. So this is the end of the third gate, and ahead is the Atlantic Ocean. And the water's dropping on the last and final lock. The alarm sounding, announcing opening of the gates. Welcome to the Atlantic Ocean. And that is the end of our Panama Canal experience.